Okay, hello everybody. This is Tenacious Earl, and we are going to play the second half. Well, and just a little bit of change here in this relatively tight contest here. It's the second semifinal game of my Nineacious League 2016 playoff. The first game that I played yesterday wasn't particularly close or exciting. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Oakland Raiders, where the Oakland Raiders didn't have Derek Carr because he was injured. That was a real life injury, if you recall. He broke his leg, and so they were without him in the playoffs. Because I'm trying to play it where we try and figure how we're doing injuries and carrying things over like that. So in this case, they didn't have Carr, and so Alex Smith and the 2016 Kansas City Chiefs moved on, and I believe the score was 24-17. But actually, yeah, 24-17. My memory was serving me correctly. So we are getting to this one, which is 7-7 at the moment. It is the Baltimore Ravens and the Tennessee Titans, and this one was a little tougher to formulate because we have two teams here that didn't make the NFL playoffs in that season. And so determining, I didn't do a ton of research on who got injured and in the last week or this or that. I'm basically just going off of who was out in the final week of the season, who's on IR and things like that, and doing my best approximation of who they would have used. So, and also factoring in who are the starters typically throughout the season. And I have these sheets here from Play Games. So this is a second season game. It is sold by Play Games. And so I am going to show you kind of my marked up charts here. I tried to mark them up in PowerPoint so that you have an idea of how I'm playing this game as I'm completing this from about the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 2 minutes left in the second quarter on out. And so what we're getting to here, 7-7. You had Baltimore run the field right off the bat with a Steve Smith 4-yard pass from Joe Flacco for the touchdown to go up 7-0. And then they traded some punts, an interception by Flacco, then resulted in a Derrick Henry 1-yard run to square it up at 7. And that's where it stands now. And Baltimore just failed on a pass on 3rd and 5 from the Tennessee 41, and so we are going to go to where they are punting. It'll be Sam Cook making the punt, and I'm going to be filling out my usual score sheet here, which is basically, so I'll show it to you here. Just basically a running play-by-play, and I'm not going to worry about stats as I go here. I'm just going to tabulate them after the fact. And before we get going, just a couple of notes. So I've put little dots next to guys who should play the whole game. So each team has its own dots here that are colored, and I have two views here. One is of the Tennessee defense and the Baltimore offense, and I'm going to try and keep switching them. I'm going to try and keep things updated on the scoreboard. Not always easy. I'm a little forgetful. I get moving. I want to keep things moving. But anyway. So the designations. On the Baltimore offense here, you will see that there is a what looked like decide or die for the running back, which is listed as SB on the Baltimore sheet, and FB, which on a lot of sheets is the fullback, or the running back, but really in this case it's kind of like a fullback or a tight end. Kansas City has this kind of format too. But anyway, so if the decide or die, I'm going to use that to determine basically when Terrence West is on the field. Also, Kyle Juszczyk will be on the field for the Ravens, and when Kenneth Dixon is on the field, it'll be Darren Waller. So a little different skill set there. And then up above, if you look at the defense, the way I have it listed is on 1st and 2nd down, or 2nd and 3rd down, or just 3rd down. So, you have guys who tend to be, they have like a nickel defense or a dime defense on passing down. So this is the way I've done it to approximate. I've tried to use a little bit of the play percentages and things like that to try and nail it down some. It's not perfect, but it's going to have to do. And so that's how it looked like Tennessee juggled their defense between first, second, and third down, and it should work. So it's 7-7. And hi, Larry. Yeah, we may very well. It's tied up right now, so that's a good start, good place to go from. And so let's move on here. I'm putting on a fan. Hopefully it's not going to buzz the mic too much. And so the punt from Cook, it's a 52. So if I go up to the chart above and look, actually it's not a punt, it's a coffin corner kick. It is 4th and 5, and it's just a little too far. I mean, for Tucker, he's a good punter, or a good place kicker. But I feel like 4th and 5, and actually the Smith touchdown was on a 4th down and 2 at the 2-yard line. So I took a chance with him there. I think we're going to be a little more conservative here, and so we're going to go coffin. And so the 52 checks to see if he's coffin rating of E, and if you look on the Baltimore offense underneath, end B is a PU for punter, and Cook is a coffin rating of A. So because he's better than E, it's going to knock out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It's going to bounce out. So that's a 31-yard kick, and it's out of bounds. And so that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. The 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. And so we've got Tennessee here, and like I said, I'm going to try and switch these if I can remember to do it. And they're kind of in a predicament. Everybody's got all their timeouts, but this is a real tricky case where, in the modern game, teams are looking at this and saying attack. And especially in this game, which is modeled off of sort of an older era in some ways, I think that's a mistake. And Tennessee themselves, with Matt Castle as quarterback. So this was the year that both Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota both got hurt. Very similar injuries, if I recall. I think they both broke their legs or damaged them severely, if not broke them. So Matt Castle is the quarterback. He's not terrible, but definitely not the top guy. And I've been trying to use Tennessee in a way where I'm trying to focus their running backs. So I call all the offensive plays. And up above, you can see the defensive coordinator. And we'll get right into it here. But in this case, I think we're probably best off just trying to get them a first down here and see if we can see this clock out. Maybe attack a little bit if, things can work towards that direction. But that would be... So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll this little decider die. And so it's going to be DeMarco Murray, who is the starter. He's going to be the one who's running here. And so we're going to choose an inside run with him. Now he's rated B, and he's rated better for outside, but inside's a little more reliable, and it's going to be a run defense. So if you look, I would still consider this normal condition, even though they're probably going to tend to run here, or they might be guessing that Tennessee would run. We're going to still consider that they're considering it a normal situation. And so if you look at the defensive coordinator, I rolled the green die. It was a 5. In normal situations, a 5 is a run defense. So it's going to be an inside run against a run. So this is kind of like right into the teeth of a run defense. And 63 is going to check if defender E on Baltimore, who is Terrell Suggs on first down, is he a run 2, and he is not. So then we check if he's a run 0. He's not that either. So it's going to be a 2-yard gain. So Murray is going to plow forward and ahead for 2 yards. And I think Baltimore, we're going to say Baltimore is kind of keen to force them to get a first down here. So they're going to take a timeout. It leaves it at 150. We run 10 seconds of play. So now we got second down and 8 from the 12. And we're going to... I usually try to just roll the personnel set at the beginning of a set of downs and kind of like leave it that way. And I would tend to use DeMarco Murray in this case on 3rd and long. Derrick Henry on, and also Kendall Wright, a wide receiver in that set on like the third and long, and then you go with Fasano and Derrick Henry on the like third and short. Anyway, 2nd and 8. Again, we're going to stick with Murray here, and we're going to keep going inside run, and it's going to be a blitz this time. So this is kind of like all or nothing potentially for the defense, and so they snap it and hand it off. 51 is going to check C, who is Eric Weddle. He is actually a run two. This is a really good backfield on the Ravens, and so it's going to check if he is a 0, and he's not. So pulled down by the blitzing defensive back, and it's no gain. And so they're going to take their second timeout. And so 1:40 left, 3rd and 8 from the 12. And now they have a dilemma. Do they run again and force Baltimore to use their final timeout? I think they do. But we are going to what we're going to do is we're going to call this the run sets coming in for Tennessee, and then Baltimore is going to also bring in more of we're going to stick with kind of the 1st and 2nd down look. So, and they're going to call the play. So it's going to be an inside run for Henry against a run. Because we're going to say it's a run down. They're guessing that Tennessee is going to try and burn this clock, which they are. So it's going to be inside run versus a run. 53 is F, a run 0. So F is C.J. Mosley. He is not. So this is going to be a 1-yard loss for Henry, and Baltimore will take their final timeout. So 1:30 left, 4th and 9 from the 11. And the conservative play does not help Tennessee here whatsoever, and they're going to have to punt just out of the shadow of their own goalpost there. So, it's late in the day, kind of like long shadows, but it'll be a punt for Brett Kern here. Not the greatest rated punter. He's an average of 44, so he goes back to punt, and it's a 41. So average kick, so he'll punt it for 44 yards, and if you look at the top there of Baltimore sheet, the punt return is going to be Campanaro. He's going to return it. He's got a return rating of 13, and it's going to be 14, which is going to be subtracting 8 from that. So it'll be a 5-yard return, and we're going to burn 10 seconds total for that play. So that'll be 1:20 left. Baltimore's out of timeouts. It'll be 1st and 10. So right at the 50-yard line, right? I think that's correct. 39 net. So, yeah. Oh, did this wrong. So, I'm going to put this down below 1. So, couple of quick series here, and now we're going to see if Baltimore can find their way into Justin Tucker range, which shouldn't be too hard. You know, I would say maybe 10, 15 yards, and he is one of the best kickers in the league, and so that's going to be the goal. Figure they're going to try and play pretty reasonable. They're going to be using pass formation, though, so but they're going to go with a short pass to Dennis Pitta to start, and that'll be against a pass defense. So play the percentages here. Try to just get a first down or two. 23. Tackle B is James Hurst. He's not a 2-pass. SB is going to be Brashad Perryman. He's also not, so it's going to be incomplete. 2nd down. Now, it would have been, might not, oh, wait. I'm wrong. I am incorrect. I was gonna talk about Mike Wallace but Dennis Pitta has the same rating if you see there. So next to their R rating is an exclamation point, which means that they are excellent receivers. And if they're an exceptional receiver, this 23. Yeah, I was right the first time. It's incomplete. If Flacco had a question mark, it would be potential for sack, but that's not the case here. So it's incomplete, second down and 10. If there's an exclamation mark next to incomplete, then the receiver who has an exclamation mark rating would be able to catch it. So 1:10 left, second down and 10. Let's see. They're going to throw another short pass. This time they're going to go to Steve Smith against a blitz. Tennessee's going to bring the pressure here. And back to pass is Flacco, 33. NB2 pass. It's going to be Mike Wallace. He's only a 1. That's going to be shoved out of bounds after a half R catch. So if you look at Steve Smith, he's 11. I'm going to roll decider to see if it's 5 or 6, and it's 5. So pass to Smith, 5 yards out of bounds. The clock stops, which is important. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 45 of Tennessee. 10 seconds to run that play. Now, 3rd and 5, they're going to do another short pass. We're going to choose Pitta this time. So, let's choose. You know what? Let's choose Mike Wallace. If we get another half R, we want to make the first down, and hopefully, we should have time to run a play. 25-second runoff if the clock is running. So that's against a safe defense here. So short pass to Wallace against safe. Again, we're using the kind of the hurry-up offense and the requisite pass-heavy defense. So here we go, 26. Tackle A or SB, neither of them are 2, so it's going to be dumped off complete for 2. So that will be complete, and a good chance because it's going to be 2 dice worth sum, which is 8 yards, but there's a penalty. And this could be a problem. Let's see. 12 is going to be a 15-yard face mask call on the Ravens. Is that correct? 1B. No, it's an illegal block. And Tennessee is surely going to take that. So penalty, offense, illegal block, 15-yarder. It's basically maybe a chop block if you want to call it that. Back to the 40-yard line, 3rd and 20 with 50 seconds left. And now you're thinking, what are we going to do here? I think we're going to go for broke. I think we're going to go long pass. And we will target Steve Smith here on the long pass against a pass defense. And the chances of this being completed are pretty low, but you could get a defensive pass interference or a number of other things. So here we go. The snap. 64, that is an unusual result. Here we go with a potential for a pass interference or something. Let's see here. 66. No, it's a sack and a potential fumble. 14-yard sack. He gets hit. We're going to roll the D20 to determine who. 8 will be Derek Morgan. And now a fumble. And we got to run on the line. We got to roll on the line chart up above. That's on my stand up there, and it's 64. Unusual result. Choice defender recovers fumble. Go to unusual results chart, board B. You never would have thought this up as being there. So we're going to go to unusual results, fumble returns. So fumble recovered defense. I'm going to underline it on my sheet because it's a turnover. And then what are we going to have for a return here? 66. 7-yard loss, fumble out of bounds. So then the defender fumbles it. And, boy, we picked a fun time for a bunch of 6s here. So, -7 return. But Tennessee will recover. So it goes out of bounds from Tennessee. They recovered the fumble the first time. They fumble it again, so we're going to take that down to 40 seconds. A lot happened in 10 seconds. This would be, this is a case where I'm going to run 20 because that was kind of a continuation play. and it would have taken longer. So down to 30 seconds, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Let's see. So 40 minus 14 is down to the 26. But then they lose 7. It's going to be to the 33 of Baltimore, and they do have wacky ending to the second quarter. Yeah, so that Tennessee is in range to actually make a field goal. It's pretty close. 33 and 17 is going to be 50. So we could try the field goal here, or they could try to get a little closer. And they have timeouts, so they're going to try and get a little closer. Who are they going to have come out here? They're going to have DeMarco Murray. They're going to go inside run against a run defense. They're thinking it's going to be run. They see them loading up. So run against run. 21 for an he's B. That's going to be a 6-yard gain for Murray. Gets him a little closer, and then they're going to stop it with 10 seconds left. Actually, we'll say 5 seconds left. Timeout. Tennessee, their first. 2nd and 4 from the 27. It's going to be a field goal attempt for Ryan Suckup here. He is a quad A rated field goal guy, and it's going to be from, let's see, 27, so 44-yarder now. And so for this field goal kicker, place kicker, whatever you want to call him, quad A, to get it to 44, he just has to get 63 or higher. Or 63 or lower, I guess I should say. If he rolls a 63 or better, it's good, and Tennessee will take a 10-7 lead into halftime. Here we go, the snap, and it's back, and it is up, and it's good. So Suckup makes that, and I think I forgot to turn over my card, but it's okay. It was the end of the quarter, so we're going to make this third quarter now. And here, I'll put it here so you can see Suckup there at the bottom was a field goal of quad A. If it goes to 55 or more, or greater than 55, then he drops. So that's how second season they differentiate. They have a kind of a cliff that they fall off. But 10-7 at the half, Tennessee gets a gift on the fumble by Flacco. And we're going to go into the third quarter. I'm not going to worry about stats. I'm just going to go. So, yeah, the crowd loved it at Nissan Stadium. So, good way to conclude the first half. These are two pretty good defenses. They're, I'm not sure who would have been. Would Malarkey have been there? Malarkey might have been their head coach at this point. The Titans. Obviously, this would still be Harbaugh. Harbaugh is still at Baltimore, and he's been there a long time. Won a Super Bowl for them. Sorry, just I like to notate my pages so I don't lose them. Or if I do misplace them, I'll know what they're about at Tennessee. Third quarter. So, good Saturday afternoon. It's Independence Day weekend, and we're all thankful to our forefathers who've given us a really great country to live in. So, hope you get to enjoy it with some fireworks, some families, some food, some frothy beverages, trying to get that alliteration thing going. So Tennessee won the toss. They deferred, so they will receive the second half kickoff. so used to put in Kansas City, I almost put that down there again. It's Baltimore kicking off. It'll be Justin Tucker. So Tucker is lining it up. He takes his step back there, a few steps, wandering around. Looks like he's put his finger up into the wind after he licked it. Check and see what's coming. And here we go with the opening kickoff for the third quarter in this 10-7 game, and it's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. And Castle and the Tennessee Titans will come out 1st and 10 on their own 25. All right, so again, we're kind of in conservative run mode for this Tennessee team. And probably one of the bigger things that they miss with Mariota is his legs, as he is a much better runner than Matt Castle. It'll be Murray coming out here first. They're going to run Murray. They're going to go with an outside run this time. It'll be against a blitz. See if they can elude the blitz here. So Murray, he takes the ball, 31, in the third quarter column. Quarterback a run zero, he is. So blitzing linebacker drops for 2-yard loss, but there's a penalty first. Let's see if it is a dead ball. 66, no. Defense, 5-yard penalty, pointing towards the defense. And 8B on the chart is tripping. So he sticks his foot out and trips Murray. And that'll be a first down automatically. 5-yard penalty. And the run won't count because it was a loss. 1st and 10 from the 30. The penalty, the clock stops. And we do have the Tennessee offense out there, so at least I'm not shirking my duty. We're going to go with, let's go with a short pass to Tajay Sharp against a blitz. So screen passes are pretty effective against the blitz too here. 16. He is a completion percentage B, so this is incomplete. It's on a part of the chart that is based on the completion percentage of the quarterback. Usually the one lead die are the ones, and maybe a couple in the 20s. But that'll be 2nd and 10 from the 30. Some pretty, yeah, right? I mean, yeah, the quarterbacks have gone way downhill with these injuries, and so it is, I should have mentioned here, I was going to do a run with Murray, and it's going to be against safe, inside run. We're going to choose inside this time. 16, so he is a B inside runner, and so we look at that chart again, and it's 4 yards, so a little bit of hay there made. Leave it a 3rd and 6 from the 34. And so this is kind of like middle ground. We're going to stay, it's going to stay a normal defensive play calling scheme, but they will use their 3rd down package, the Ravens. So they're going to go with a medium pass to Rashard Matthews. He'll be the target against pass. So bad luck there. So back to pass. 62 is D0 pass. It's Tavon Young, and he's not. So tight coverage, Y chart. Y is 4. So if it is 26 or less, it's an interception. It's a 16. That is intercepted, picked off. And 16 for a medium is choice. So we'll go with the results finder, and it'll be let's see. Well, he was released, so it can't be him. We're going to go with Jason McCourty. Actually, we'll just go with the guy who was checked, Tavon Young. He was good enough to be able to get that. So because it was my choice, Tavon Young makes the interception. And that'll be 20 yards downfield, and he's going to have a chance to return this. And they're hoping that they don't end up with another one in the unusual result deal. So tripped up after return of 5 plus 6 yards. So 11-yard return, and Baltimore will be in business down 10-7, but given a great opportunity as Matt Castle gets picked off by Tavon Young trying to squeeze it in there. 13:55 left in the third quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Baltimore Ravens. And let's see, 46, 43-yard line of Tennessee, so in plus territory already. And yeah, so Flacco back out there. And who's going to be his running? It's going to be Kenneth Dixon and also Darren Waller. So they're going to try and get Waller a pass here. It's going to be a short pass to Waller. He's going to be the target against safe. 15, AA rated quarterback, so that'll be a 1 die worth of yards out of bounds. So it'll be 3-yard gain for Waller. Run 25 seconds off. That'll be down to 13:30. 2nd and 7 from the 40. And let's run inside with Dixon. He's still rated A against a run. See, look at that. Bad. I've been getting some really lousy timing with that coordinator die. So here we go. 54. I a run 0. I for Tennessee is on 2nd down is Jarrell Casey, and he is a 2. So definitely good, and it's going to be buried for a 2-yard loss. And there is an injury listed here, and I am playing with them. Not too many so far, but could be due for one. 54, defender C injured on the play. That's LaShawn Sims. 25 out the rest of the series. Okay, we'll just use Cersei for the rest of the series. Looks like it might be done quickly. Anyway, it's 3rd and 9 from the 42. They're kind of going in the wrong direction here. And the clock did stop with the injury. So, 3rd and 9, passing down. They're going to go with a medium pass to Steve Smith. Pass defense. And unusual result. 14. 18-yard completion, but a penalty. 22. One of those false starts, which means the play didn't even happen. So it's kind of weird sometimes that you have to kind of like ignore what happened with the play and just say it was an offensive false start. But again, going backwards, 47-yard line of Tennessee, they were down to the 40, and they've kind of gone in the opposite direction. The dice are not being compliant right now. A lot of 10 totals. 10 totals are the unusual results. So they're going to go with a medium pass again. Go to Wallace this time. This will be against a safe, so they'll at least get that going for him. 33. NC is Pitta. He's not a 0 pass, so it's going to be caught in the flat for R. And who did I say? Wallace? I think I said Wallace. R is 14 plus 5 is 19 yards. That'll be a completion and a 1st down. So Flacco with an accurate throw. Wallace sure hands. Turns and gets tackled at the opponent's 28-yard line for the 1st down. Okay, so still in business. Baltimore, they would love to take the lead here. They are down by 3. And they are going to, let's see, they're going to change personnel. They will. Terrence West will inside run against run again. So I don't play with audibles. Maybe if I do another project like this in the future, I will come up with an audible scheme. Tackle B, run 2. James Hurst is not 2-yard gain. And Tennessee is not going to check. There's a potential for video review. I play it that if they check it and they lose a timeout. So that's kind of my way to to police that, because it gets a little repetitive at times if you keep getting those 12-10 left. 2nd and 8, 26. They could also just tie the game at 10 with a field goal. So they don't want to get too aggressive, but this might be a chance to do it. Let's go with a medium pass to Pitta against Safe. You're not in the teeth of the defense. You're not getting the pass defense quite as often. 35, tackle A, 0 pass. Ronnie Stanley is a 1. So protection holds complete for R minus. So we throw to Pitta. He's a 9. Minus 3 is going to be a 6-yard gain. Down to the 20-yard line. Hitting the red zone. 3rd and 2. So this is somewhere between short yardage and, short yardage. In this case, with a 3rd down, I don't usually go straight to the short package. And I'm going to go Terrence West inside run, and that'll be against Safe. Especially since nowadays these teams are a bit more pass-focused. That they're usually going to still, in like a 3rd and 2, probably be keying on being near the line, watching the pass. 62, D, run 0. Bryce McCain is run 0. It's going to be XR. So that means potential for a longer result. West is he going to break out? Guard A is Marshall Yanda. He is a run 1 on this side of the field. So West is going to make it down to the 13, gets tackled there, but that is a 1st down on the ground as he follows Yanda right through the hole and picks up a nice batch of yards. 1st and 10 from the Tennessee 13. Marshall Yanda with great form there, walling off the defender, and West scoots through. Plenty of speed to get there. And let's see, are they going to make a change? No, they'll stick with that same one. Let's do a little diversion here. We're going to pound inside with use check on this one. He's double A, and he doesn't do very well. This is going to be a pass defense. So they pick the right time to run this. Can use check break one? 66. Home team on offense. Yes, runner tackled 1 yard short of the 1st down, so he is going to put the helmet down, shoulder into the defender, and push him right down the line. And use check. Going to gain 9 down to the 4 yard line. 2nd and 1. So 4 yards out. They're going to go with a short pass to Steve Smith against a blitz. Can Flacco get one off there quick and maybe get a touchdown? At 12 is going to be, for a double A, is half Q. Q is 10. That's a 5-yard pass. That is in the end zone. That is a touchdown as Smith gets his 2nd touchdown catch of the game. And that brings him to 13-10 before the extra point. You're right. Baltimore's not at home. I got excited. Thank you, Larry. Whoops. Whoops. Got excited for, here on this. Let me see. Was it that? What was it? It wasn't that one. It was the previous one, wasn't it? Inside against pass. I'll probably stick with that same result. I'll get a 5-yard gain out of him, but I don't know. Maybe I would. So home team, no gain. Dummy. So use check ran for 0 because it was a no gainer. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 13. All that for. So would I still do a short? Probably still do a short pass at 2nd and 10. So we will stick with the same roll there. Smith for 5. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the 8. No inside run. Yeah, right. Yeah, now, yeah, we're on the right page. Yeah, because they don't formulate these the same way for each of the different plays. So when it was pretty easy to tell where I had made the mistake. So 3rd and 5 as trying to keep things real. Okay, 9:50 left in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 5, and I think we're going to go with another pass play. And this time we will, let's target Wallace with a run defense, with it not being long yardage here. Maybe thinking they're just going to stay conservative, trying to get the field goal to tie it up. So Wallace the target here on a short pass, 3rd and 5, 41. SB is 0 pass. Again, we've got Terrence. Wait, no, we got Rashad Perry. Well, no, it's not pass formations. So still West. He's 0 plus. So 0 plus. We're in plus territory. He is a 1. It's going to be XS column. So we go to XS. Could be a touchdown. Let's see, 16. J a 2 pass. 3rd down, Jarrell Casey. He's a 1. So it's going to be a sprint for a 9-yard gain, and it is going to be a touchdown as he sidesteps the defender, and he makes his way in, and that will be 13-7 finally by the right way. 9:40 left. Touchdown, Baltimore. 8-yard catch from Flacco. Tucker out for the extra point, and he'll make it. So that makes it Baltimore 14, Tennessee 10. Nah, it's okay, Larry, because definitely if I get something wrong, I'd rather be right than have it finish real quickly, that's for sure. So, yeah, 9:40 left here in the 3rd quarter. 14-10 Baltimore. Interception of Matt Castle, the key instigator of that, picked off by Tavon Young. And then the return inside Tennessee territory. It looked like Baltimore was going to squander it, but Flacco completes a 19-yard pass to Mike Wallace and then finishes it off with a touchdown to Wallace. So Tucker's kickoff, a little short here. It is going to be 66, so it's going to be 1 yard deep in the end zone. And Mark Mariani is going to he's going to decide to try and bring this out. So maybe ill-advised, and it's going to be an unusual result, which makes it even worse because there's probably a penalty on the return. And with a high roll there, this is fumble. So it is fumble. It's going to be recovered by the kicking team after 3 yards out of the end zone. Fumbled. Should have just had him get the touchback. How about that? Fumble recovered, kicking team. So Baltimore is going to get 2 scores right in a row. Dumb Mariani, why did you come out of there? 1st and goal from the 3. Really should be the 2. I guess we should do the 2-yard line. Because he was 1 yard deep. No penalty, just a really bad time for guy to fumble. All right, well, we play it as it lies. 14-10 Baltimore, and they are right on the doorstep. And they're going to have Terrence West run inside against, we're going to say run defense. I feel like I've doomed Tennessee here, so we're going to make that the run defense. We're going to say it would be normal play calling. And then 46, unusual results, so we could get a penalty here, and this could 53. Oh. 5 yards and then fumble, but that's in the end zone. So this is a touchdown. So it's a 5-yard gain for Terrence West. He bowls it in for the touchdown. And just like that, within 30 seconds, Baltimore goes from 10-7 down. It looks like it's going to be 21-10. And that's a huge upset in the making. They do make the extra point, but now 9:20 left. West to run, PAT good. Baltimore 21, Tennessee 10. Remember when we had a good game? Now it's looking a little crooked number there. So there's rumors that there was a hold on that run, but the officials didn't see it. So back to the kickoff for Baltimore, and you can bet this time Mariani is going to hold on to the stupid thing. He'll just down it. So here's the kickoff. 36 is going to bring it to it's going to be a 73-yard kick. That's well inside the end zone. That'll be a touchback. And this lead feels almost insurmountable. 21-10 with 9, and I'm going to have to put a lot of stuff here on 9:20 on the back side of this page. 1st and 10 from the 25. 11-point deficit. We can do it. Let's see. How is it going to work? Gonna have to start running. So Derrick Henry gonna inside run it. Pass defense. So that's I don't know what I just did there. All right. So inside run against pass defense. So let's go and see if Tennessee has already an unusual result. 14, 9-yard gain and a penalty. Probably going to be an off. Yep. Let's see. Defensive hold. Do we want to take the 9-yard gain or do we want to take the penalty, which would be a first down? Take the 9-yard gain. I feel like that's not necessarily the right call, but we're going to do it anyway. 8:45 left. 2nd and 1 as Henry goes for 9. Actually, we should consider with the penalty. We should make that a 25-second runoff. So keep an extra 10 seconds on there. Henry's going to run inside again. Another pass. Wow. 35. Quarterback run 0. Flacco is not. Wait, no, not Flacco. It's Castle. He is run 0. 2-yard loss. Another one where Mariota would be excellent there, but Henry is going to be 3rd and 3. Maybe we should have taken the first down. Let's see, 32-yard line, 8. I wouldn't normally do that, but I'm thinking, gee, Henry, they got a good team, but then you get that quarterback check, and Castle is not good. So 3rd and 3. We're going to run again with Henry. Inside run. 3rd one in a row against Safe. Going to get 3 yards. 34, tackle B, run 0. Jack Conklin is not. That's going to be a 4-yard gain and a first down, and so we did not hurt them too bad. 1st and 10 from the 36. Going to stick with Henry's. We're going to go with a short pass to Delaney Walker against a blitz. See if Castle can get it out of there quickly. 12. With a B, it's going to be half Q. He's a 10, so that's going to be a 5-yard gain to Delaney Walker, the tight end. And so a complete pass in 2nd and 5 from the 41. Henry inside run against safe. We're going to keep riding him out here for a while. 45, center run 2. It's Ben Jones. He's not. That'll be a 1-yard loss again. Wow. A lot of good run blockers on this Titans offensive line, but unfortunately it's checking the wrong ones here on this drive. 3rd and 6, they're going to go with a still going to be the normal defensive set. So they're going to go with a medium pass to Sharp against safe. .45, guard A 2 pass. Quentin Spain again, no. Almost sacked, incomplete. So it's going to be incomplete with a penalty. And then there's a question mark there, which might mean he actually does get sacked. Let's see. Let me take a look. Questionable passers have a tendency to take a set when they're incomplete question mark. That's going to be a sack, but a penalty as well. So let's roll the penalty. 36 is going to be offensive hold, and so they're going to decline that penalty and take the sack. What do they say is your yardage for the sack? Oh, add both. So roll the dice. 7-yard sack. And that's too bad, but 7 yards, and let's roll on the finder for Baltimore. 16. Who the heck is that? Urban. Let's see. Give that to Jernigan. That's going to bring up 4th and 13 from the 33, and it's going to be a punt for Kern. 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Things have kind of slowed down here a little bit. And Baltimore is going to start thinking about just trying to keep the clock moving here. 43 average and returnable, so 44-yard punt. Return for Campanaro. They really need Tennessee would need a turnover here. They could help it, but probably not going to happen. 35 minus 2. So that's going to be an 11-yard punt return for Campanaro. That'll set them up in decent field position. 1st and 10 for Baltimore at the, let's see, 34-yard line. So I'm going to take a drink here for a minute. 21-10 is your score here. About 7:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Baltimore, with 2 quick touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter, have put themselves in great position to advance to the championship game of the Nineacious Football League 2016 playoffs. They're being the 4 seed, go on the road, and they've quieted this crowd at Nissan Stadium. They would be facing the Kansas City Chiefs. And so it'll be Terrence West and Juszczyk in there. A little bit more of a... Probably a little more of a running tack here. We are going to go with an inside run for West. Safe defense for the Titans. 31, guard A. Anybody who run 2, either guard A or end A. And guard A is Yonda, and he is. So that's going to be XR, so it'll be a longer run for West potentially. 42, is E for Tennessee, a run 2. That's Arakpo, and he's only a 1. So that's going to be a 10-yard gain for Weston, a first down. Just got the touchdown, and now he is back on form. 44-yard line of Baltimore. 1st and 10. Let's see, we're going to take him out. Yep, we will. That'll be Dixon. We'll run inside with Dixon again. I think he has 2 more inside runs where he's rated A, and then he goes down to C. All right, against a blitz, Dixon, 51, is going to be D, run 0, and it's Bryce McCain, so that'll be XR as well. Baltimore running roughshod right here at the moment. G or H, run 2 on 1st down. Avery Williamson isn't run 2. Derek Morgan isn't run 2, so that's going to be 8 yards for Kenneth Dixon. Under the 7-minute mark now. 2nd and 2. And they make it into Tennessee territory at the 48. They're going to go with a screen pass this time to Dixon. Doesn't catch the ball a ton, but they sniff it out with a pass defense. Can they beat the pass defense with the screen? 45. End a 2 pass. Steve Smith is not, so it's going to be incomplete as the pass has to be thrown away under heavy pressure. 3rd and 2 from the 48. And Dixon is going to run inside. One more inside run, and that's against pass. They're thinking maybe they're going to go to the air, but instead they won't. Guard B or center run 2. Zutta isn't. Dukas isn't. Runner bowls through the gap for 2 yards. That would be a first down, but there's a flag down. And they're showing, it's defense. The defense 5 yards offside. B is offside. That's going to be a first down, and they're going to go ahead and accept the penalty. So penalty for the defense. Bad move there for the Titans as they make the unforced error. They were going to make the first down anyway, but they give them a couple extra yards. Going to take down the 43. 6:20 left in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Okay, so Baltimore still going. And back in there with West. Let's run outside with West this time. If you notice, he has less of a propensity to fumble. If you notice, the outside rating has an exclamation mark, which is an indicator that if you get some of these unusual result fumbles, that he will not fumble in those cases. So it's a little better maybe to run him outside or a little more secure. But the outside runs aren't quite as, and this is against save defense, but they're not quite as, they're a little more hit or miss. It's 53. F is Woodyard, and he's not a run 0. So we look at end A, he's not a run 2, so he's going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11, Tennessee 44. 5:45. Try to sneak a medium pass in here to Pitta against safe. .66. Is I 0? No, it's Jarrell Casey. Nope. Thrown under pressure Y chart. So Flacco is rated a Y equal 2. So if it's 16 or less, it's an interception. It's 16. That is intercepted. They reach up and grab it, and that is going to be .19. That's going to be LaShawn Sims. And that's not what the Ravens were hoping for. Intercepted, picked off Sims, and it's, again, 20 yards down the road. He's going to try and return this. Tennessee sure could use a high number here. If they were to get a high number, it could be a 64. Oh, that's an unusual result. If they would have gotten 65, So we go to the unusual result. This could be another. Okay, 24 interception return, 17-yard return, but then a penalty. The penalty on the return is going to be 9 blocking fouls. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the end of return. So they will get the ball, though. So 5:35, 1st and 10. 24 back up, so 41, but then they lose 10. So 31-yard line. Needed a break. Well, sometimes when you're playing this game, you do need a break. That's why I have one of my patented sodas here. It's patented by another company, but. So, one of the things I've seen, there's a guy on Facebook who just purchased second season and was kind of like feeling overwhelmed trying to learn it, and it's like there is a lot of depth to this. There's a lot of potentially odd happenings that can go on here, but you just have to work through it. Take your time. It does take 3 or 4 hours to play, I would say, on average, and that's not, it takes even longer probably when you're narrating it, but it shouldn't be a rush, and you just have to enjoy it. What I tend to do a lot of times is just take it in quarters, and just play a quarter, calculate up the stats, play another quarter, and just keep going like that. Kind of like keeps me on an even keel. So now Tennessee, with not with great field position, their own 31 based on the penalty, that hurt them a little bit, but they are taking over with 5:35 left in the third quarter. So you're telling me there's still a chance here? Tennessee needed a break. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. So who's coming out here? It's going to be Henry and company. I feel like it's way too early to abandon the run. We're going to run inside with Henry. I feel like with Castle there, that's your best bet, is just to try and maybe break something. Against a safe defense, going to inside run it with Henry. And here's another unusual result. 2 yards, and it says running back injured. That would not be good. Let's take a look and see what injury. Let's hope it's a low number. It's 54, out the rest of the game. That might be out for the rest of the playoffs. They're probably not going to win without him, and so we'll take him out. We're playing with injuries. And so Henry, we're not going to worry about that. It's just going to be Murray from here on out. He's going to have to shoulder the burden, and gains 2 though. Tweaked an injury, so Murray is going to come in, and we're going to inside run with him against run. It's going to be really tough now. 42, tackle B, run 2. It's Jack Conklin. He is. So this will be XR. This is where you really need a high number. You need to find your way into a long run. 56, not high enough. A is run 2, no. That's Sharice Wright. He's not. So it's going to be a 15-yard gain and a first down. So maybe they're not out of it. Kind of feels like it. Feels like it's going to be really tough. But you never know. 1st and 10 from their own 48. And all right, Tennessee's going to do a trick play. They haven't used it yet. Baltimore did use their trick play earlier. Let's see what goes on here. Could be sink or swim. Let's give it a whirl. 12. Double handoff. Choice wide receiver runs outside. Go chart 15 page. Page 15. Go chart. So it's going to be wide receiver of choice. We're going to make it Kendall Wright, who is the... maybe this is our chance to get back into this. So Wright, who is like the slot receiver, he gets to go to the go chart, which you want a high number if you are a Tennessee fan. Can they break one here and do something special? 44, that is going to be a 32-yard gain plus 3 more. So 35 yards for Wright, Kendall Wright. That's a first down. It's going to take it all the way down to the 17-yard line of Baltimore. So that's the only trick play they can run in the game. Came at a good time. All right, especially with Henry out now. Can't use him. And we're going to go with let's go with a screen pass to Murray against run. I almost picked the long pass instead of the trick play, but I thought, well, let's give it a whirl. 54. H, a 0 pass. McClellan is not. Defender right there dumped for a loss. How long? 6-yard loss. Wow. Burned. 23 second. And, I mean, if they can at least get a field goal out of this, they could still be within a score. Yeah, 16. Second and 16. All right, medium pass to Matthews against safe. Playing with fire here. 24. Anybody a 2 pass? Guard B, no. Center, no. Y chart, oh boy. Y is 4. It's got to be over 31, and it's 32. It's an incompletion. That's fortunate. Now the question is, do we just decide? So it's a pass situation. They're gonna hand off inside to Murray. Actually, against pass. We'll go with the inside, like a draw play against pass defense. 31. Anybody a run to Josh? No, neither of those guys. Gonna be 2 yards and a penalty. 44. Oh, there we go. 5-yard offsides penalty. Bails out the offense. You're going to get another shot at this. 18-yard line. 3rd and 11. So, do we risk the throw? Do we run? We're going to try running again. But this time we're going to go outside run Murray. It'll be against a pass again. Let's see if they can make some hay here. 65 is H a run 2. H is Elvis Doomerville. He is not. Is Ende run 0. It's Matthews. He is no gain. Otherwise it would have been a 9-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 11 from the 18. Going to bring out Ryan Suckup for the field goal. 35-yard attempt. All he's got to do is avoid the unusual result, and he will make it. And that was good from 42. That is a good field goal, and that will pull them 21-13. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie, but still a chance here with 2:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Baltimore 21, Tennessee 13. Kickoff, Suckup, rated AAA. He's good at this. 62 is going to be not so good. It's AAA, so you get to add 12. It's going to be up to 61. So down to the 4-yard line, it's going to mean, who is it? Chris Moore is going to return it for Baltimore from the 4-yard line. And we're going to subtract 4 from his return rating, which is 23. So it'll be a 19-yard return. So it's going to be, might as well just start a new page. I hate doing that, but it's been a lot going on here in this one. My pages don't usually have this much. That little stretch right there is not very efficient as far as paper goes. 1st and 10 from, so it was down to the 4, and then it was a 19-yard return. Is that right? Yeah, the 23. Baltimore takes over with an 8-point lead. And okay, they are going to do a short pass to Steve Smith. Safe defense. And 11, that's going to be complete to Steve Smith, and he's going to be dropped just a yard shy of the marker. Up to the 32, 2nd and 1. 1:55 left in the 3rd. 9-yard gain. They're going to run inside with West against run. It'll be tough yards to go. 54. I run 0. It's Jarrell Casey's a run 2. It's right into him. It's going to be a 2-yard loss and a potential injury. We leave it 3rd and 3 from the 30. And we got to find out who the injury is. Let's see if we get one off Baltimore. 45. Guard A injured. That would be Yonda. Is he going to have to come out? 32. Out for the rest of the quarter. It's only a minute 45. We're going to use Alex Lewis instead, I guess. So we'll just have to make sure that we remember it's Alex Lewis. So 3rd and 3 from the 30. Got a short pass to Pitta. It's safe. $14, he's AA, and so that's going to be worth a die roll. If he can get a 3 or above, it's a first down, and it's a 2. It comes up just short. Great defense by the Titans. He's going to hold them, and I think they're going to have to punt. That is a lucky die roll there for Tennessee, down to 110. 4th and 1 from the 32. This would be a very ballsy call, but they're going to go ahead and punt. Cook is going to come in and punt. Winds up and a 45, so it's going to be -1 from his end. So it's going to be 45-yard kick and no return. So it'll be 1 minute left, 1st and 10. 42, 48, 38, 28, 23. Make Tennessee go the length of the field. Of course, now we don't have Henry and Murray. We just have Murray, DeMarco Murray. He has been doing pretty decently, but, and I wish I was keeping track of stats, but it's not easy with this. Maybe someday I will create something that will be very useful, but every time I try to start in on something like that, it gets pretty complicated. All right, let's go with a short pass to Sharp against a blitz. 31. Anybody a 0 pass out of tackle A? Taylor Lewan, no. Center, no. Ben Jones is a 1. So the quarterback is going to run, which isn't so good with Castle here. We're going to go to page 18. He does exit the pocket. He's on the run. 63 is E, a run 0. Terrell Suggs isn't, and I forgot to switch this over. This may help you guys. Looking at the right side of it, let me see. It was E. Suggs was not a run 0, so it's going to be a sack. We're going to say Suggs gets the sack. 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 from the 21. You guys are going to be like, man, where's the offense? And it's like, these defenses are quite good. Let's run Murray outside against run. 34, guard B, a run 2. Josh Klein isn't. That's going to be a no gainer. We've had Klein. If you could get Lewan, Spain, or Conklin on the run, you'd have a much better chance, but we can't seem to get those checks. And actually, that's the end of the third quarter. We've run out of time here. So that's going to be it for the third quarter. Baltimore leads 21-13. 21-13. I'm going to use a fresh piece of paper, and we'll get going here. Let's make it the fourth quarter. If anybody's sitting here watching, let me know you're there. I know Larry Rice is, but I'm going to play out the rest of this game, and would love to hear from you. I have the chat window right up there. Sometimes I do get a little focused, but I'm trying to kind of like make this. I'd love it to be reasonably interactive if possible, but sometimes you get in the zone, as I do. I'm writing down a lot of stuff, but seems like there's a couple viewers here, so if you're one of them, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I swear I don't bite. Just don't ask my wife. 3rd and 12 from the 21. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I would love to see Tennessee get back in this game. I don't want to be biased here. I like Baltimore too. I mean, there's only a couple teams I don't like, and I'm not going to tell you who they are. You could probably guess, but hey, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. Hanging out. I'm not Canadian, but why what? Why do I like football teams in general. I mean, the TMI about the biting probably, yeah. But I don't know. I don't intend to hate a team. You know, like you kind of have to go a long way to make me dislike a team. But you know, sometimes. Yeah. So, what am I doing here? Oh, it's what, Tennessee has a 3rd and 12. Not going to be easy. I think we got to go with a medium pass, and we got to hope Castle doesn't throw it away here. Throw it into the defender's arms. So let's see. We got 3rd and 12. Let's target Matthews. He's got a good R rating. And it is a pass defense, as we would expect. So you really need some luck here. 12, and that may be your luck. That's Q yards. Oh, it's a 10-yard gain. Not quite enough. Caught by Matthews. Needed the 11, not the 12. It's going to bring up 4th and 2 from the 31, and this is definitely this is definitely one of those times where, as a coach, you'll either earn your paycheck or you will go down in flames. Whew. Now what I could do is I could cop out and use the decider die to decide whether to go for this or not. That is, you can't see my paper. That's 4 than 2. 4 than 2 from their own 31. This could be. This could really be the ball game here. I feel like you can't go. I feel like you shouldn't go for it here. You definitely shouldn't by a traditional. By the modern like analytics crowd, this is probably right on the edge. This is one of the tougher ones. This is such a tough one. If I had Henry, it would make me feel even better about it. You're probably going to lose anyway. You punt that. They're going to get it at their 30 or 40 yard line. And a couple of first downs and they're in field goal range, and it's a 2-score game again. We're going to go for it. I've talked myself into it. We're going to run Murray inside, and we're going to hope he can pick up this first down. And it's going to be short yardage, so it's going to be a run defense. Run against run. Can they get 2 yards? Can they get 2 yards? 52 is F a run 0. Oh, no. Oh, that's C.J. Mosley. Plug, no gain, penalty. So there's a penalty flag. This might be their savior. If they can get a false start roll here, then they'll just punt it. They'll stave off there. 32 is 5 yards false start offense, and that bails us out. Whew, boy, I'll tell you what. I was going to... those kinds of choices are such dilemmas. And, they're actually some of the most exhilarating, especially when you make them. But they're also... You really feel like... it may be part of what we have as a calling card here for playing these games. Is like, I want to play some strategy out here, I want to have some fun. I want to try some things, and let's try this. And then you get burned, and it's like the worst feeling in the world, especially when you're on camera. But we get a little bit of and we get a long punt here potentially from Kern, so that may help them. 33 on the punt long is going to be fair caught after 48 yards, so down to the 20, that's going to be it. So a 48 yard fair catch. First and 10 from 26 yard line, I think, right? All right. Hey, baseball demos. It's a game that will give you. It gives all sorts of emotions. You can get really kind of bogged down in the game. Sometimes you get a game if you're playing some kind of like a replay where you get a couple of not so good teams. You can really bog down in some bad football. I mean, I won't lie to you, but I mean, isn't that what it's really supposed to be about? It's not supposed to be, oh, this rah rah. Oh boy, look at that. You got I don't know, Fred Jackson running for 150 yards every game, and J.P. Lossman is looks more like a MVP candidate. That's not the way it works. But you get a couple of good teams, and I mean, in this case, we've had a little bit of everything. These are good defenses. We have one offense that's stunted by not having Mariota. But, you know, Tennessee went 12-4 in the season, so... Anyway, we're going to move on here. We got Baltimore on offense, and they're looking to eat up a little bit of clock. They'd like to make some ground, and you know, they'd like to go and make this a 2-score game again, but they'd also like to burn clock while they're at it. They're going to run Dixon inside, and he is up to a C rating now. So inside run against a run, C rating. So fourth quarter ground guard B is a run 0, so it's going to be a 10-yard penalty on the offense. No gain, offensive holding. We are going to accept the penalty here, even though, because field position probably would be important to them here in the fourth quarter. So, 1st and 20. Yeah, it was kind of bold, Larry. I don't know. There's a point where you just have to say, you have to throw your hand down on the table and hope that the thing's right out. And I forgot to say what I was going to do, but I was going to, again, probably run Dixon again inside. This will be against safe. 45, center, no, NB run 2. Mike Wallace. We're not going with a run formation yet, so it is Mike Wallace. He's not run 2. It's a 1-yard loss. And they're going backwards with Dixon. 2nd and 21 from the 15. And we're going to let them start using 40 seconds total. We're going to start cutting into this a little bit. So that's going to be 13:25. And then on the flip side, we're going to let Tennessee use only 25 seconds of the clock in kind of like a hurry-up mode from this point forward, because they kind of need to hurry up. Anyway, medium pass here for the Ravens. They will. They're going to try and hit. They're going to try and hit Mike Wallace here. Safe. Going to get a little aggressive. They're well behind the sticks. This penalty, 22. Possible interception. Again, it has to be 16 or less for Flacco, and it's going to be just incomplete off the fingertips of the defender. 3rd and 21 from the 15, and they didn't use any clock there. And so Tennessee will be in pass defense mode. They're going to inside run it. Let's see. They're going to inside run it to West. It will be against a pass defense. So it's going to be kind of like a draw play, if you will. But this should. Center run 2, Zutta is not. So it's going to be a 2-yard gain. And that is going to be it. Unproductive possession there for the Patriots. I saw Patriots on the screen. Ravens, completely different. 12:40 left, and well, we're gonna have them run that down to 35. Full 40 seconds. We're gonna snap at the last possible moment. 4th and 19 from the 17. It's going to be a punt for Cook. Tennessee with another chance here. 16, a good punt. 8-yard over average. So it's going to be a 54-yard punt. And there will be a return possible from Mark Mariani, who had maybe the biggest gaffe of the game, running a ball out from the end zone. And he fumbles it on the 2-yard line. And basically sets up Baltimore for the score that is the difference right now. So his punt rating is an 8. Mariani with 15. You're going to subtract 8 from that, so it's going to be basically no return. And they will take over at the, let's see, 29-yard line. I don't do a very sophisticated method for figuring out the yardages. I basically count on my fingers. So, I Didn't do that right. Trying to be consistent. All right. Need the Washington football teams of the world. That's right. When are we going to get the Cleveland baseball team? Maybe that'll be one that comes up here soon. Hope not, but you never know. All right, so Tennessee takes over at their own 29. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, or a field goal and a touchdown. They need something. And we're going to run Murray. They've lost Derrick Henry, and it's going to be against a pass. So they're inside running against a pass. Can they get a good gain here? 61. B, run 2. It's going to be Ladarius Webb. He's at 1. So no, it'll be stopped 2 yards shy of a first down, so that makes it an 8-yard gain for Murray. And that's a good start to the drive. 36-yard line. It's 37-yard line. Come on there, Lucy. Thing doesn't want to work. 2nd and 2. And we said we're going to let Tennessee go with 25-second runoffs to counter the 40-second for Tennessee. So 2nd and 2. Let's throw a short pass to Tajay Sharp. That'll be against a safe defense. Just trying to keep the defense honest. 11. Pass complete. Receiver tackled 1 yard shy of the first down. That's unfortunate. Could be a lot of times to get one of those that would be much more beneficial. Only a 1 yard game. 3rd and 1. 38. Murray inside run against run defense, short yardage defense. Can he pick up the first down? 15 for a B is going to be a 2-yard gain and a first down. So not too many first downs lately. We've had trouble with that. 40-yard line, 11-10 left. Plenty of time. Run Murray outside this time against a blitz. 54. A run 2. It's Michael Pierce. No. XR. So here we go. He gets past the defender. 63. Is he greater than B outside? He's an A. This is a go. This could be. Can he go for it? He needs a big number. He gets a 41. That's at least that's going to be a decent gain. 13 plus 1, 14 yards. I was hoping for more than that, but that is going to be a first down as they get into Baltimore territory. 1st and 10 from the 46 of Tennessee. Trying to ride DeMarco Murray some. They don't really have much through the air that they can do. Don't even want to tempt the idea of trying to throw deep here. There's always a chance it would work, but Castle has been pretty bad today. Let's run Murray again against safe inside. So 34. Center run 0. Ben Jones is not, so it's going to be a 4-yard gain. 42. 10:20 left. Let's try a screen pass to Murray this time. Pass defense. Not sure if that's a good or bad thing here. We'll see. 12. Okay, so for a B, that's going to be 2 dice worth of yards, so this is going to be a good result here. It's going to be a 12-yard gain. He completes the pass to Murray. He makes it around the end. Great lead blocking there from his tackle. Down to the 30-yard line, and a first down for Tennessee. They are on the move. And looking to try and keep that 1 seed alive. It is been a very up and down game for them. They kept it close for a while, and Baltimore scored and then got the benefit of a fumble on the kickoff return. But here we go with, I wish I knew I could use like Antonio Andrews for a run, but I don't know if I can. So let's go with a short pass to Rashard Matthews against a run defense. This is a nice. This might be a nice couplet here. A short. Is he E? Is he 2? It's Terrell Suggs. He's only 1. That's XS. Can they make a play out of this? 36. F is Mosley. He's not 2 pass. That's going to be a 15-yard gain. He cuts it in half. It's down to the 15-yard line, another first down. So a good play there to Rashard Matthews. And Tennessee is getting closer. 1st and 10 from the 15. Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Good to see you. And yes, you are. I know you are one of them. They're Tennesseans who probably are quite interested in seeing the Titans move. They are at the 15-yard line. They are down right now. As I need to put this chart up here. I'm sorry. I'm using all the right numbers. I just forgot to switch it over. But here we are on the 15-yard line with 9:20 left. 1st and 10. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And and they've lost Derrick Henry. So this is the 2016 team. So we're riding DeMarco Murray while we can. And let's try an outside run here against pass. .23. That's a 2-yard loss, unfortunately. 2nd and 12. Let's go short to Walker against safe. 43. Center's not a 0 pass. It's going to be complete for Q. That's 10 yards. Complete to Walker for 10. It's going to leave it 3rd and 2. Eight and a half left. 3rd and 2 from the 7. They're going to pound Murray inside here. This is going to stick with, it's going to be against a blitz. Castle takes the ball, hands off, 45. Guard A, run 0. It's Quentin Spain. He's not. This is going to be XR. Could he go all the way? Needs a 7-yard gain to take it in. He is greater than D. This is a go. He is going to score. 12 is 9+. We don't have to roll. That is a touchdown, Tennessee, as DeMarco Murray scampers in for 7 yards. And that will make it 21-19 before the extra point. Beat the blitz with the inside run on 3rd and 2. And DeMarco Murray, still with 8:20 left, and they have a chance to tie it here if they go for the 2-point conversion. Second, I got to notate it here. I try to notate things the same way. And they will. So this is from the 2-yard line, correct? I always forget if it's 2 or 3. I think it's 2, but it could be 3. take a break here for a second as I look it up. I need to refresh my memory. Conversion. I could crowdsource it if you want to tell me. Sports, conversion, gridiron football. Oh, wait, here we go. 2-point conversion. Two-yard line professional. So it is from the 2. So we are going to go for it here. It's going to be Murray, obviously, in there running. Do we want to have him run it, or do we want to try a pass? Because they are going to bring in their bruisers, and it's going to be up. We're going to run Murray inside. It's going to be a run defense of some sort, or the run coordinator, and it's going to be against safe. Wow, they get a good break there. I play safe on the 5, so running Murray from the 2. Can he get a 2-yard gain and make the 2-point conversion? 52. Is he a run 2? It would be Terrell Suggs. He is not. That is going to be a 9-yard gain, so that is a converted 2-point conversion. And it is tied. All right, so we have a tie ball game. Tennessee has fought through the adversity of the fumble, and they put together a nice drive right there, a very nice drive, and capped it off. They just wore down Baltimore, and now we've got a game. With 8:20 left, it is 21-21. Kicking off for Tennessee. I'll tell you what, guys. I have to take a little break here. Just a second. I want to finish this game. I'm just need. All right, well, I heard potential bit of commotion upstairs, so figured I would make a check on that, be sure that all is a-okay before we complete this game. This is going to be quite a barn burner. We've lost Derrick Henry, and Yanda, he is back now for the probably Yanda, but I say Yanda. I think it's better. Anyway, Suckup's going to kick off, so we're right back to it here. 61, a short kickoff. 63, down to the 2-yard line. It's going to give Chris Moore another chance to return. And, oh boy, 12 to return, so plus 12. 23 plus 12 is going to be a 35-yard return. So this has been the game for Tennessee. Is they make 3 and then 5 get stolen from them. 1st and 10, so down to the 2. If Suckup could have just kicked it into the end zone, got a touchback, they would have been in good shape. But instead, it's going to be up to the 37-yard line. So defense is going to have to come through. All right, so we're going to go back to normal timing. Nobody's trying to run out the clock right now. And let's see, Baltimore is going to have the offense that has the dotted decide or die there, which is basically the West use check offense with all those other guys. So they're going to go with a short pass to Dennis Pitta, and it's pass defense. So guessing right is the Tennessee defense, 35. Guard be a 2-pass. Vlad DeCoste is not. That's going to be incomplete. And there's a video opportunity to check the video. Baltimore is not going to waste a timeout on that. So 8 minutes left, 2nd and 10, 37. Gonna run it inside with Terrence West against safe defense this time. Try and make it 3rd and manageable. They're a little behind the chains right now. 41, guard A, run 2. It's Marshall Yanda's back. They're on their side of the 50, so he is a run 2. That's going to be XR, and so Baltimore and West looking to break out here, but it's 13. Guard A, this is going to be check guard A, and it's only going to be a 7-yard gain, so not extensive, but it is going to make that 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 from the 44. 7:25 left. They're going to throw short to Pitta. Going to ride him a little bit here against safe. Can they complete this? 26. Center or NC a 2-pass. Zota is a 2-pass, so this is going to be a completion most likely. And, oh boy, is the X rating over 4? It is 3, so no. It's going to be a 16-yard gain for Pitta and a 1st down as Baltimore is able to cross midfield. And they will get down to the 40-yard line of Tennessee. 6:50 left. We're going to change in downs. We're going to roll that just to make sure. It's still going to be West. We're going to run West again inside. Safe. 53. Is K a run 2? It's going to be Daquan Jones, and he is not. So then we check is Steve Smith run 0. He is not. That's an 8-yard gain for West. So they are picking up yards on the ground now. Would have thought Tennessee had had a good chance to rest up their defense there, but they have been manhandled by this offensive line so far. What was that? That was 8-yard gain? I'm just sitting here blabbing and I'm forgetting the result. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 from the 32. They're going to try, they're going to try and sneak a long pass in here. They're going to throw long to Steve Smith. Oh, against a pass defense. So I've already called it. So this is not optimal. Doesn't mean it's going to not work out, but 2nd and 2, they're throwing long to Smith against pass defense. They're reading it. 12, he is a double A. That's 2Q plus, so Q is 10. So that's 20 plus 6. That's a 26-yard gain and a 1st down and goal for the Ravens. They get it down there with Smith through the air and a completed pass for Flacco. 1st and goal from the 6 as they hit it over the top and they fight in the air, and Smith is able to out-muscle Jason McCourty for that one, and it is now 1st and goal. And Terrence West is going to take it inside here against safe defense. This has been a good go-to for them. Is E a run 2? It's Arakpo, and he is not. It's going to be a 9-yard gain, and it's going to be a touchdown. They get that score right back with Terrence West. And that's a touchdown, and Baltimore regains the lead, 27-21, with the extra point pending. With 5:30 left, so a quick drive there. Only 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And they're going to, Tucker will kick the extra point. He's pretty much Mr. Automatic. That's going to make it Baltimore 28, Tennessee 21. Sorry there, Kevin, but man, that sometimes the long pass try works out, and it and also that running back was just moving on the ground. So with 5:30 left, Tennessee has some work to do again. Tie this game up. Tucker with the kickoff. And another high roll, which is another short kickoff. That's going to be a 60 yards, so down to the 5, and it's going to mean Mariani, who is not sure-handed in this game so far. What is he going to do? 43 is return to his yardage, which is 22, so pretty decent starting position here, all things considered. I'll tell you what, when you have to return in this game, sometimes it can really be a problem because, especially if you try to return it out of the end zone. So that's down to the 5, so 27-yard line, first 10 for Tennessee. That's where they start. All right, let's keep going here with DeMarco Murray. We're going to run outside against safe. Back to the drawing board here. 21 outside run. That's going to be no gain. And we are going to have them in hurry up mode again because they need a score. And they need to score relatively quickly. Let's try running inside with Murray this time against a blitz. I feel like Castle is so stunted in the pass game that it's really okay. 21. He is a B runner. That's a 6-yard gain. So that at least makes a 3rd and 4 from the 33. And we're going to go with a short pass to Matthews, and it's going to be against pass defense. So they do match up well. 34 tackle a 2 pass. It's Lawan, and he is. That's going to be XS. 52 is C a 2 pass. It's Weddle, and he is. It's going to only be a 1 die gain. This is not going to help that, but it is a 6-yard gain. It will be a first down, but they do get the first down, but it could have been a better gain. But the check was on Weddle, and he is a very good safety. So 1st and 10 from the 39. 4:05 left. Time ticking away. They're going to keep running with Murray. Inside run Murray against safe. I really would love to see him break one here. Tougher without Murray, or without Henry. Okay, is he a run 2? Murray is a run 2 on this side, so that's XR. Can he break this? Need one in the 60s. 36. No, F run 2. He is. It's Mosley. It's going to be a 2-yard gain. Man, those interior defenders like Mosley and Weddle are just killer. They are sucking things up and throwing them down. .340 left. 2nd and 8 from the 41. Do we dare try and sneak a long pass in here? I think we have to at this point. We're running out of time. You also have a chance maybe to get a pass interference or something like that. Let's throw long to Sharp, and let's see if maybe we can catch a break. Safe defense. At least it's not a pass defense. We've been kind of missing on. The defense has been guessing right a lot. So can they get a good break here? Drops back 32. His quarterback, no, he isn't. That's going to be incomplete. Not a 2-pass quarterback. So 3rd and 8 from the 41. You might ask, well, what if you ran Murray again there to try and get it to 3rd and manageable? I mean, that's a possibility. Let's go with So we really have probably 2 down territory here. I mean, you could throw timeouts at Baltimore, but we're getting close. Let's go with a short pass, and we'll throw it to Matthews. He's a 15. If we get a half R, we'll round it up to 16 and get the first down. So safe, short against safe. Actually, no, this is short against pass because we're in a pass down. 63. F is not a zero pass. Again, it's Mosley. It's going to be a Y chart. You have to avoid a low roll. And, oh, it's intercepted. 25 is going to be an interception. Is he 4 or more? And Matt Castle, if you see, oh, I didn't switch the chart here. Here you go. Castle, you see there, he is a 4 rated, so he's 4 or more. That's an interception, unfortunately. Short pass, we're going to have to decide if it's A or B. It's going to be B. So that'll be Ladarius Webb, and this is going to bring it into sharp focus for the Ravens. They're going to be able to try and run this clock out. So 6 yards downfield, and Webb gets a chance to return it. 52, long return. Well, we're going to get a video review too, so, and definitely Tennessee is going to check the video because they'd love to get this ball back, but because it might be incomplete. But anyway, go to 66, long interception returns. 65, it's going to be a touchdown if the video review holds. So it's a 47-yard return, and it'll be a touchdown unless it's going to be V1, right? Field officials have ruled a turnover has occurred, interception or fumble. Replay official checks video to determine whether or not the turnover actually occurred. If you're a Tennessee fan and you want to roll for a 6 black die, you want to do it right now. Nope. Tennessee, well, since it's a turnover, we don't have to worry about using a timeout. But that is a touchdown and another killer turnover for the Titans as Baltimore takes it in. 3:20 left. They don't even have to run out the clock because it's going to be a 14-point lead. Touchdown. Ladarius Webb. 47-yard interception return. And Mr. Automatic, Justin Tucker, he's going to make the extra point. And that's going to make it 35-21 Baltimore. Sorry, Kevin. We kind of had to push it here because we were running out of time. Tennessee has had some bad breaks. I'll tell you, it's not a lot of bad breaks here in the second half. So 3:20 left. Kickoff, Tucker. Let's kick it off here. 16, that's going to be out of the end zone. "25-yard line, they've got to get a score. And how do you do that when your quarterback sucks like Matt Castle? You're going to start throwing long passes. Long pass to Matthews against safe. 45, tackle A is not a zero pass. Throws on the run, incomplete. So holds off the defender. Second and 10 from the 25. Long. Let's go with a medium pass. We should sprinkle that in. Those have a little bit better chance of making it. Medium pass to Sharp against safe. 16 is going to be incomplete. 3 minutes exactly. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Let's throw long to Kendall Wright. Safe again. Sure would be nice if one of these would pan out for him. 13. Well, it's going to be complete on this B completion percentage here. Yeah, it's still up there. B completion percentage. So it's going to be to right. Got to roll the 2 dice and add them up. Can't even get a first down at least. Nope, it's 4 yards. And they're going to be in hurry up. 2:35, 4th and 6 from the 29. They'll throw. Actually, let's give them their second timeout. So we'll make it 2:50 instead. Fourth and 6. I mean, it's 6th. Let's go with a medium pass to Matthews. They really can't be frittering around. That's going to be against pass defense. 51. C is Eric Weddle. It's going to be wide chart. It's at the very least incomplete, and that's basically going to be it. It is going to be incomplete, and that's a turnover on downs. 2:40 left, 1st and 10 for Baltimore at the Tennessee 29. They're going to inside run it with Terrence West against run. Tennessee will use their final timeout after this. 65. I run 2. It's Jarrell Casey, 2-yard loss. Timeout. Tennessee 3rd, 2:30, 2nd and 12 from the 31. Inside run again for West against run. This will take it to the 2-minute warning. Quarterback a run to Flacco is not. It will be a 1-yard gain. Down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. 3rd and 11 from the 30. Might get a chance for a Justin Tucker field goal here. Again, inside run for West against run. 61. E is going to be Arakpo. He's not a run 2, but he's not rated 0 either, so that's going to be, oh, whoops, here. Here you go. Sorry about that. 61 again, so that's going to be a 3-yard gain for West, and the clock is going to run. They'll call timeout as it expires. The play clock takes it down to 1. We'll say 1:30. We'll say 1:20. Probably could take it down even more than that. But 4th and 8 from the 27. So that's going to be a 44-yard field goal attempt. So Tucker also quad A, and he makes it from 69 yards or something. No, 64. That's good. And that will tack on 3. That'll make it 38-21. Baltimore running away with it. Aided by some real bad breaks for the Titans here. So field goal, Tucker, 44. Baltimore, 38. Tennessee. And of course, this is the time when things really kind of get sketchy. You're just like trying to get the game finished, and every oddity comes your way. You get time left, and then you get these incompletion. Kickoff to from Baltimore. It'll be Tucker. And we'll give him an old squib kick here. Don't use it very often, but might as well just do it. Give one of the up men a chance to break his leg on a return. Squib kick. Kicker scrubbed the squib kick attempt, 32 yards, handled by return team member. So that's not. So again, you get these guys right here when things are like sketchy, and if you want sketchiness, You can get some really wacky results in these games if your dice are wanting to head on to 6 a lot. 32, so that's from the 35, so 35 to 35, I think, is 30 yards, so that's 33. And a return, let's see, who are we going to give a return to? Be an up man. We'll say Anthony Fasano takes it, so Anthony Fasano is going to be our kick returner. I think that his return rating will be 15, so 42 is subtract 1. So that'll be a 14-yard return for him, right? Let me double check that. 15, yep. All right, so 1:05 left. 1st and 10 for the Titans. So that was from 33, 47-yard line. Long pass, Matthews. Safe. Not giving up hope. They got a chance here. They got a chance. Actually, it's against pass, my bad. So it's long against pass. Long against pass. 13. Oh, boy. Here's a game. They're going to complete it for 8 yards. They don't have any timeouts left. 2nd and 2. So they're going to get it in at the 40-second mark. Down to the 45. Long pass. Go to Kendall Wright this time against pass. 43. NB is 0. No. Tajay Sharp. It's not, so but that's incomplete. 30 seconds left. 3rd and 2. Throw long. Throw to Sharp. Pass. 21. Incomplete, but defender flag for pass interference. 2Q, which is 10, plus 2. So 22 yards. And a 1st down. So penalty. Defensive pass interference, 22. Down to 20 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 23. Throw a long pass to, let's go to Sharp again. This is against safe. Can they at least get a touchdown? 51 is D is 0. No, Tavon Young isn't. Go to Y. And it's incomplete. 10 seconds left. 2nd and 10, 23. Long pass. Matthews. Pass defense. 32. SB is not a 2 pass. Go to Y. Intercepted. No, it isn't. Just incomplete. And that's your ball game. That is your ball game. 38-21 is the final. And it will be Baltimore going, well, yeah, we'll say they're going to go to Kansas City. Kansas City be the home team. 38-21 here. Again, I don't know all of the stats right off the top of my head, but you do have some weird plays in this game. You've got an interception return for a touchdown. You've got a fumble coming out of the end zone on a could have been a touchback, and instead I sent them out, and it kicked them right in the undercarriage, and yeah, so sorry about that, Kevin, and I see you ran. I had to keep moving along. Had a lot of drama. It's weird how the dice sometimes will just start plowing in the and I should have put this over here, but I didn't, so just a second here. Just a moment. Just a second here. I know it's a little zoomy. There we go. All right. Well, so yeah, this is a game that you know, I put it away for like 2 or 3 months because there's a variety of things that happen with this game. Like I said, some. Do I have a? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have my Hand of Buddha. Shout out to Crooked Hammock Brewery in Lower Slower, Delaware. They have a restaurant in the northern part of the state, and so got one here. So even better when it's crispy cold. Yeah. So this project has taken me a while. I have one more game to play. We'll do that here on the channel of some sort. Probably do like first half, second half. This was a long video, and that's the trouble with this game is that in terms of like YouTube, it's a long game. If you're narrating it, it takes some time, but I mean, I hope that those of you hung out enjoyed it. I'm really close to the camera now. If you have any questions about the game, you can throw them in the chat here. I hope, you know, I wish I was a little bit more. I wish it was a little easier for me to remember to change over these sheets that are on the screen there. These ones right here. Now I'm upside down, but you know what I'm saying, right? I like having those on the screen for you. I think it maybe would be a good way to teach, but I'm going quick, and if it's not there, if it's not on the screen for you, because if I'm doing it like this, if I have it like this, you can't see anything. So I don't know how it looked on the screen. I'm interested to go back and take a look later, because it is a live stream. This does take a while to compile once it's completed. But you know, I wanted to have the defensive coordinator so you guys could also follow that a little bit. I hope it helped. May not have. Anyway, so poor Tennessee. They were a good team in the regular season. They were a pretty good team in the regular season. And let's try and do some of this. Actually, let's try and do this maybe. I don't know. Trying to riff here a little bit. All right, I think this will work out. Let's try that. Okay, so, I mean, this was the standings. Okay, that's a little better. So, you know, we had Tennessee and Oakland up there. And both of those teams are gone. Of course, both of those teams were the ones that lost their quarterbacks, right? So, unfortunate. You know, really unfortunate as far as, like, you know, then you've got to use Matt Castle and Connor Cook, which Connor Cook's ratings aren't bad except for his Y, which is where the interception gets figured off of. And if you've got a higher Y rating, like I think his was 5, so that puts you into the mid-30s as far as this, you know, 2d6 roll. And so you're almost to, when you get a Y check, you're almost getting up there to 50%. That's probably more like, probably in the low 40s. So it's just, you're going to get it a fair amount. And I think Cook threw 4 or 5 interceptions in the game. I mean, of course, they got behind and they had to throw a lot. I think if Kansas City hadn't been so proficient early on and kind of like got ahead quick, in fact, since we got some guys on here, if you don't mind, I'll tell you exactly what happened. So Kansas City, in the first quarter, within 5 minutes, they got a field goal, make it 3-0, and then Alex Smith completed a pass to Travis Kelce for 4 yards for a touchdown right before the end of the first quarter. So they were down 10-0 already, Oakland. And so how do you stick with much of a running attack once you're starting to have that? And then just 5 minutes into the second quarter, Smith completes a 46-yard pass to Kelce for another touchdown. 17-0. The route is pretty much on. To close out the second quarter, Oakland did come back. Cook got a longer pass to Seth Roberts, 33 yards. That was a touchdown, 17-7. Janikowski knocked one in right before the half, 17-10. But then Kansas City came out and it was a little back and forth for a bit, and then just before the end of the third, pass to Albert Wilson for a touchdown, and then a pass to Cooper made it to within 7 from Cook. So Oakland did narrow it down, and it was a one-score game. Couldn't get any more out of it. 24-17 was the final. Kansas City will host Baltimore for this final. So, Cook's numbers on that, 307 yards passing, 24 for 40, which was that 12 of 20, so that's 60%, right? Not too shabby. 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 4 sacks. Not a good line. Smith, 26 of 34, so a very, very efficient day for Alex Smith. Speaking of the Washington football team, guy who suffered, for a team that had one of the worst quarterback leg injuries of all time in Joe Theismann, then to have another one that was almost a carbon copy is just unfathomable, but just unfathomable. I'm not even drunk yet. I only had one of these. I haven't even had one of these yet. This is my first, so. Of course, you got Prescott, but it was the injuries, the situations were almost the same. They were in the pocket, Smith and Theismann, both in the pocket. And let's see, 26 for 34 is 76%. Really, really good day for him. 267 yards, 3 touchdowns. Did get picked once. Are injuries in this game as bad as in Strat baseball? Not exactly. And the reason I say that is I don't think Strat, I don't know, I'm trying to remember back to when Strat had, I remember back to when Strat, I haven't played it in a while, and I can't remember what they do to fend off bad long injury generated in the game. But they have the injury chart, right? And there's some things, but this does too. And so if a guy played in almost all the games, then you do a different role for injury, which basically the most they can miss is a full game, like the rest of the game. Usually it's just like out for a play or the rest of the series or maybe the quarter, things like that. So it's kind of nice in that realm. But if you've got a guy who has did have a significant injury during the season, it's going to take him usually for a couple games, which if you do that in week 14, that's basically the rest of the season. So, um, and baseball demos. I know that you and I have kind of chatted back and forth about this over the years about this game, and that I can see why some people, you know, all of the matchup stuff is kind of baked into the game, and so there may not be much of a chance to be able to say, okay, uh, Steve Smith is up against Jason McCourty. Can I use that to my advantage? Or let's say Steve Smith is being covered by Bryce McCain, who isn't quite as good. Can I exploit that? Can I target him? I think there are other games that do make that a little more evident. You could double cover. You could do things like that. That's all kind of baked into this mechanism, right? I mean, you don't really see the actual matchup, or you can't really make adjustments to that matchup to try and. All you can do is kind of like most of these teams, like if I bring this up here. First off, let me do this. So that way at least I'm right side up. But if I oh, I can't enlarge this so much. I can, I just got to do this. Let's take the defensive one for Tennessee and make it bigger. So, like here for Tennessee, you've got cases here where like on your pass plays, or in pass coverage, pass defense, or whatever. The thing is for me, I think there's got to be a definite like difference between a pass defense that is called in the game and like personnel that's pass. Like you need to have two, because one of the beauties of this game is when you get a mismatch of ideas, right? So if a team runs against a pass defense, that's when it gets a little fun. That's when you get excited. You're like, oh, maybe this guy will have a chance to break a run, because usually that's when you've got guys that are worrying about the pass, and so you have to think of it as kind of like a key. When I think of a pass defense that's called, or a run defense, like let's say run defense is called in the defensive coordinator, what that means is that those guys are more focused on the running back and paying attention to their disciplined lanes for defending the run. The pass defense would be, I'm worried more about who I am tasked to cover or the zone that I'm supposed to be playing in, right? And so you could still have a nickel defense that wants to play run, that they're going to key on the run, right? Or a dime defense, or a quarter defense, where you've got, 7 defensive backs or whatever it is, right? 7? Yeah. You could have that, and they're still thinking run. You get a guy like Sorensen from the Chiefs. He's a pretty freewheel. Polamalu from the Steelers, just a merciless run defender. I mean, you get guys who can do that as safeties, and they're like almost hybrid linebackers. And so this game, when you play it, you definitely need to have opportunities where you're going to not only have defenses guessing the play right, but you have to have opportunities where the play is wrong by the defense. Like that helps this game a lot. And one of the things that I found from the replay chart was I didn't feel like I was getting enough of those. Maybe I wasn't using it right. The other thing that some people have developed, and I think it may even be part of what they send in second season now, is if you have a mechanism to basically let you check into audible. And so if you can check into audible somehow, and it can't happen every play, but let's say somebody on the defense tips off the quarterback that it's a pass defense. Let's say that one guy is maybe a few steps back. So the quarterback knows, and he can audible, and he's going to audible into an inside run. Or let's say he does a hard count, and a guy acts like he's coming on a blitz, and so the quarterback knows there's a blitz. Well, maybe you want to check into a screen pass. There's things like that could be developed and have been developed, and I don't use those in this game, and it limits the opportunities for these mismatches, which again are some of the most interesting moments, like for sure. Like if you're going for a long pass and you're running the defensive coordinator off of the die, and you roll run defense, you're like thinking to yourself, "Ooh, we've got a chance at pay dirt here," right? and there is a lot of fun in seeing a 70-yard touchdown pass. So, but it doesn't happen often anyway. So, just waiting to see if there's any other comments about it, or questions about this game. So, I've done it. I've done this game for the most part. Most of these games I had done it this way, and you can go back and look at my videos. Most of them are on Tabletop Baseball Plus. I tried to formulate formation charts, and so I would use a 6-sided die to develop who's out there for the skill positions on offense. So obviously, you're going to have the starting quarterback. You're going to have the offensive line. Those don't really change. But teams tend to do this. They tend to have some teams, it may be Tennessee is one. They might have a third of their offensive snaps be in some kind of like single wing, or some kind of like 2 tight end, 3 tight end set. And so then you end up with Anthony, like in this 2016, you end up with Anthony Fasano as a wide receiver. You end up with Jalston Fowler, a fullback, in there. And then you got like Derrick Henry pounding the ball as your running back. And you would still stick with like Delaney Walker and Rashard Matthews. And that may be like a third of your offensive snaps, right? Then a team would have maybe 16 to 33% of a very pass, like a 4 wide receiver, maybe even 5 wides. And so then for your tight end, maybe like with Kansas City, Albert Wilson is listed as pass. So you might have a couple of formations that have 5 wide. Tyreek Hill gets in there as like the running back in place of Spencer Ware in this one, or nowadays, who is the guy? I forget the guy from like LSU or wherever, Alabama. I forget who Kansas City drafted last year. And so you get a mishmash. And so if you have six ways to line up the offense, and that can help you to, like, that's why I like running the offense for both teams, because if I see that I've got Anthony Fasano, who is a run 1, Jalston Fowler, who's a run 1, and Derrick Henry, who's a run 1 in there, I'm going to call more running plays because those are going to be more successful. And Fasano and Jalston both are 0 pass. So if I go run a pass and it checks them, it's going to suck. So, you have ultimately what you would like to do is say, I'm going to use this in this situation, this formation. I guess I figure that based on the way that I design it with these charts where I'm using a D6 to decide, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out the percentage they played and then craft what I'm hoping is a suitable facsimile to how they ran the offense. And it takes a little more time, but I do feel like when I got to that point, the offenses became more proficient. And then it's kind of the same thing with the defense. And there got to a point where with the defense, I did a somewhat similar thing. I'm not sure if I feel the same with the defense as I do with the offense. I think I had, for a normal defense, first down, maybe I may have had 6. I don't know. It gets a little unwieldy, and so you just have to. That's why with this game I was doing like first and second down for some guys, and then third down for another. And I would try and think through. Okay, well, if Jarrell Casey is a better pass defender, pass rusher, let's say, not defender, pass rusher than Al Woods. Well, Al Woods played about 60% of the time. I'm going to use him on first and second down, and then third down is going to be Casey, which he's listed on the sheet as being sort of, he's moving from defensive end to defensive nose tackle. And so he's going to move there on third down because he's a better pass defender. I'm not going to put him there on first down because even though he's a great run defender, Woods is actually competent at running, and Casey is also listed on the sheet as a defensive end, and he'll play there first and second down. And then Arakpo, who is listed as a pass defender as a defensive end, so he's kind of like a hybrid guy. He is up there on third down, while during the running downs, or the downs that are a little more conservatively called, he will be playing outside linebacker. So anyway, those are some thoughts on this process. And, I'd love to, I don't really talk about much of this stuff theoretically about why I've done the things I've done. I'm willing to share ideas. I think it helps add to the joy that you get out of this game. It brings about some, times where things come up and situations come up that are good, and sometimes they're not so good. But I'm all about, and I who was the guy that, I think it was it Michael Owens? I was chatting with him about this, and he was the one that suggested to me about sliding in a safe as opposed, on the pass and the run defensive stuff, because his point was he felt like the way this game was probably designed, it was meant to be a safe defense like 50% of the time. And the way that the defensive coordinator rolls out, if you don't have a safe on those third and long, third and short, fourth and short situations, if you don't have a safe there, then you're probably only in the 40 or so. And the safe is kind of like generically okay, and you're not going to see big gains all the time. You're not going to see as many with that, but you will see a decent amount of good gains, which kind of makes the game flow. So like, season notes, insights on the teams. Probably not in that many words. What you usually get, this is what you get with a season. I'll show you. So you get your 32 teams. If you order an older season and there's not 32 teams, then don't be surprised when you don't get 32 teams. But your first page is usually like this, right? And it's your first page looks like this, and it's a write-up of the season. It's not for each team though, right? So it's a narrative about the season. You get on the back, you could actually do kind of like what I'm doing with History Maker Baseball, which is instant results. This is basically what you get for write-ups for the most part about the teams. You basically get where they finished, like Buffalo's here for 2016. Braggadocio coach and twin brother defensive coordinator both get the hook after falling far short of promises made to fans. You guys know who that is, anyway, or who they are. Yeah. New England, league-mandated quarterback suspension starts the season, but poised veteran club hardly misses a beat. Epic title game win. I think this was the one against Atlanta. So you do get some narrative, but it's pretty small. And you see the chart that but there's a couple of other little lead-ins. You get some fringe players. Here's this. You get fringe players, and then you get the list, like up here for this. Baltimore. You can't read it, but like Joe Flacco, Mike Wallace, Ladarius Webb, Eric Weddle, Brandon Williams, Jeremy Zutta, Timmy Jernigan, Zach Orr, Terrell Suggs. None of those guys can get one of the long-term injuries. And the way that it works is 1 to 4 the player stays in the game, 5 is out for the rest of the series, 6 out for the rest of the quarter. So you can't even miss a whole game if you're one of those guys. So, and then you have fringe players. They don't have all of them on the sheet. So if you're doing a season replay, that does come in relatively handy. I don't think I used any in this game, but in the other game I did have Justin Houston for the Kansas City Chiefs, who is a pretty darn good outside linebacker. He came in handy. And that's what you get. And then you get the team sheets. And, yeah, I don't know about, like, the Football America, if that has more write-up. But there's some other ratings and things that were from the replay system that are in there, too. It's a little... It gets a little complicated with that. I would just recommend starting simple. You know, you get teams with the game. Where's my game? It's up here. Are they in here? Oh, it's in this book. Like, when I got the game, where are you? Came with game comes with 2014 Seattle and New England. They probably have an updated one now. When I bought it, that's what it had. Seattle and New England, they were the Super Bowl combatants in that year, and then they also had Carolina and Denver. 2015, won by the Broncos. We know who won the... So I would recommend just taking one of those games and keep it simple. Don't worry about team sets or anything like that. Just play it the way that they put it on there. You know, you got players in there. Just use them the way that it makes sense based on your sensibilities, and have fun and learn the mechanism. Basically, the playbook is the first 11 through 20 something, usually the low 20s, goes off of either the running back's efficiency or the quarterback's efficiency. Okay? The rest of the numbers are based on, the rest of the checks are based on first other teammates on the offense, and then usually the opponents on defense. Individual checks, checking their ability to their abilities in run and pass, either offense or defense, right? Just there's usually a check or two about home field advantage in that section too. And then the way it works is it's either a yes or no. So it's either you've got exceptional or crap or middle. It's kind of like that. And if you're exceptional, you know, and History Maker Baseball, it's not so dissimilar from History Maker Baseball, right? Like in History Maker Baseball, it's often checking, like let's say the icon versus prospect. If you're checking is he icon and he's a prospect, then So you can think of 2. You can think of icon as 2, prospect is 0, right? Well, so if a player is 2, that means he's exceptional. If it checks if he's 2 and he's not, if he's 1 or 0, then that could lead to a potential big gain or just a gain, et cetera, things like that. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to sign off. This has been quite a long video, and I appreciate the somewhere between 2 and 6 viewers who have joined me here. It's a really cool game. I know, like, ID Jester's been playing it some, and I think RJL had it and is probably it's a game that takes some patience. You really have to work it in to your schedule to be able. But it's really nice as far as the game goes. My philosophy on this game has always been, a baseball game takes so a baseball season is 162 games, right? Not counting playoffs. An NFL season is a tenth of that, right? 16. So if I have a game that takes me, a baseball game, let's say it takes me 30 minutes, right? Multiply it by 10. What is that? That's 5 hours, right? 5 hours. So if a football game takes less than 5 hours, then probably I'm okay. All I'm doing is, it's just a little more of a pressure cooker because it takes a little longer. Now, Al Wilson has some cards that he's made up, some fast action cards, which I know some guys really fly with. I haven't really tried them, so it's worth giving it a whirl if you are interested in flying through a season. Kind of do what I'm doing with History Maker Baseball, use that instant results chart and just play one team and be able to have some fun with that. You could probably automate it, make it a little even quicker than that, as far as like automating the instant results and all that stuff. Just make a dice roller in Excel or something and just have at it. But anyway, hope everybody has a good weekend. I don't know. This might be it for live streaming this weekend. I've put in a good 3 hours here probably. So thanks for watching. Cheers to you all. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to maybe a little fireworks tomorrow night. And I'll probably roll some more baseball, but I'm going to do that offline if I do. So hit like. If you're new to the channel and want to subscribe, there's a button for that. There's a little bell if you want notifications. You can drop a comment here on the video. I'd be happy to answer your questions. I hope this is helpful. I know I speed through some of the game, but, we're just playing through and having fun. So have a great rest of your day, and see you back here on Tenacious Sports.